In modern music production, we have access to plenty of tools, including cinematic sounding effects and instruments that can be used in contemporary music. And one thing that makes a sound be cinematic is the bombastic nature of it. And in this case, I'm dealing with an assortment of percussions that by their own sound amazing, but once I mix them up with the rest of the mix, the entire thing starts to get super muddy and not necessarily speaking punchy sounding, because most of those instruments are eating up a good chunk of the punchy low end of my mix. So in this episode, you're gonna see me working with equalizers, compressors, and clippers to make the sounds stand out, while also finding ways to fix them and put them inside of the mix and making the entire thing sound correct and awesome. So here we go. But before we go, I gotta tell you that what you're about to see is an excerpt from my live stream in which I am mixing a song from start to finish. So I recommend you to watch the entirety of that episode once this is over, so you can see the entirety of the application of these techniques in its fullest of its context. With that being said, let's get into it. Super heavy sounding cinematic, stupidly big, and see what happens when the OMG toms kick in. Big as all balls.
But it's very rumbly.
Super rumbly, plenty of low end that by their own is not a problem, but in the context of the mix, goddamn.
Yeah, there's a cloud over the section.
Yeah, we're dealing with plenty of low-end energy coming out of our kick drum, which is already kind of super sobby. The bass, the arpeggiator playing the bass is super sobby as well. Plus these bad boys, Jesus Murphy.
Yeah.
So, let's begin. First thing I'm going to do, let's analyze the sound of each of them by their own. First, hell drums. Very good, very awesome, very fun. Let's get rid of the low end. Here we go. And I don't know how visible that is. Now it's not that visible, so we're going to go to the mixer so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So here it is. We're going to be working with the filter of this bad boy because thank God we haven't done anything EQ-wise. So that means that we have free range. So we're going to be cutting the living stuff out of the crap out of the low end of that particular sound. First solo, so we can see how far we can go with it, okay? That sounds good to me. Why? You might be saying, dude, you destroyed the kick drum. Because the only thing I can hear out of that kick drum is the attack. Exactly, that was the point, because we already got a massive kick drum covering the low end. So there is no need for this guy to be that low-endy. So let's take a look at the sound of mix now. I'm going to mute the other two bad boys, the Doom and the OMG. I could even push it louder.
You can indeed.
And it felt better, right?
Mm-hmm.
It also grouped. Super important. Whenever you're dealing with loops like this, be mindful of what they are meant to be doing in the mix. I'm not convinced at all on the use of the filter to be the way, exclusively speaking, to fix this particular extra pump on low end. Why? Because I want to try going to the EQ as well. I'm going to solo once again the tone, the sound of this guy, and pay attention to the sound of the low band. I'm going to open up the entirety of the filter again. No, it didn't work, man. But probably it works on the chat. I think it's because of the chat. Well, once the live stream is over, Robbie, just drop a comment with the link. That would be the best way to do it. Regarding the headphones. Okay, continuing with this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for the EQ. And instead of using the filter right now, we're going to be, I'm going to chase a particular bump on the mid-lows that it's annoying. From there, once I find it, I'm going to back it off, of course, cut it to taste, and then use the filter so I could bring in a little bit more of the good low end of the sound while the track's playing. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Strategy. Let's do it. Here we go. Low frequency, low mids. Here we go. That's the one. Because it sounds awesome. Even if when I boosted, it sounded quite cinematic. The issue is that it's already too much going on. So let's do it to taste. Here we go. No gain. No pain, no gain. Frequency gain. This is the gain. Okay, ready? Wasn't that awesome?
Very good.
That was awesome, right?
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah,
What?
and once again, I do think you can also push the whole thing
I
more.
agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I'm gonna first apply a little bit of distortion because the distortion on Mixbus is very good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use just the drive function here. Just turn it on. It's getting in the way. The chat. Don't worry. Don't remove it. I'm gonna just move this guy. There it is.
Okay.
Is this bad boy? Okay. The drive circuit. Then it's gonna add a little bit of extra grit, and also before pushing the volume, let's try adding a little bit of air to the sound. I'm gonna use the high band. I'm gonna keep it in shelving once again, and let's F around until we find out. We're gonna be using the EQ maybe somewhere here. That could be where the action happens. Like eyeballing it, okay? This is just me being used to the sound of the Mixbus EQ. Here we go. Just like that.
Yeah.
Very simple, very little. Should we push it louder now, Diego? I don't think so. It's going through.
I think still maybe a little bit, like way less than before, but perhaps a tiny bit.
Remember that there is more.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wait until we get the rest of the instruments
Okay.
working there. Because now introducing the... What's the name of these guys? Doom!
Alakablam!
I hate my naming conventions. Okay, here we go. This is big.
Yeah.
I'm going to increase the trim so we can actually have more headroom here with the fader. Okay, there is. I like it. Position-wise, now let's work on the tone because plenty of low end is rumbly. That's all hell. Let's take a look at first the edit because I want to see where it happens. Yes, just hit by hit. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do my traditional technique when it comes to dealing with toms, which is very stupid and simple. I'm gonna select, make sure that I got quite there, zoom in. So as soon as I press play, the tom is gonna hit in isolation. And thanks to the very clever return to the last playback start point when stopped function on Mixbus, I will simply just press play, press play and then stop, press play and then stop, just to confirm that every move that I'm doing on the tom hit is correct. Because otherwise we have to let the tom kick in every so often, and since it happens every several bars, it's gonna take ages. So first, low cut. Better, right?
Yeah.
A little less rumbly. Now let's go for the EQ. Again, mid-range, low mids.
Can you take us to the mixer?
The EQ's here. They can see here everything. That way they can be able to. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, it's visible. If you know where to look, damn it, it's here.
Beautifully drawn.
Yeah, that was so good. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna be doing again the old trick, pushing the little stuff out of it and then sweeping. Increase the width. I knew it. It's that one. So I'm gonna just lower it. Ooh, that was better, right?
Yeah.
Because now we got a tighter sound. Now, low end. We're gonna be boosting. Maybe somewhere here. Not too low.
Okay. That
Better,
was cool.
right?
Yeah.
It might be a little bit too much because in the context of the mix, it might be audible, right? Or way too noticeable. Let's see. Yeah, that was too much. But I think I like the tone. I like the sound. So I'm gonna lower the volume. Like it?
Yeah, that works like it.
Yes. Now let's add a little bit of attack to it. So we're going to use the compressor. I'm going to super slow attack. Super fast release. Crap ton. What's in? Solo just to see the compressor next. No compressor. We need to increase the gain. Here we go. No compressor. Still more gain. No compressor first. Compressor. I can push it a little bit more. The idea here is to get a much more intense punch. It worked. Now, I might even use a little bit of transient master, which, why not? Let's do it. Double click. So we can insert transient. Transient shaper. By the way, if you happen to enjoy what you're seeing, please let me know by clicking on the like button underneath. Let's continue. You know what? Let's try Attacker Plus first. Here is. Beep. And let's increase the attack. How much? Wherever. It worked.
Yeah.
That's a lot of attack. Okay, let's see.
But it worked?
Yeah, it's a little bit too much, man. Let's see in the mix. Oof.
I like it. I don't
Yeah,
use too
but
much.
wait, we're clipping, man. Relax.
But that's how we do it here.
We don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be a little bit more conservative because he's cutting through beautifully. But again, there's still another set of toms that are part of this, and they are as doomy as this guy. Are we happy?
No.
You want more, right? I feel the same way. Yeah, but I don't know if I'm clipping. This is way too loud, man. But we can make it louder. Introducing the Almighty. And I gotta admit that the name is great. What's the name of that guy? Inflator.
Mm.
Here it is. This is basically a clipper. I am not necessarily a fan of clipping stuff gratuitously, but this is a good example of when to do it. So, all effect. Let's see. And no clips.
Bada bam.
Bada bing, bada bam. Okay, let's see. Here we go.
Okay, now we're happy.
Are you entertained?
Yeah.
No, but look, when you understand what happened, man, because this is, I usually don't use clippers, these gratuitously, because they have their places, man. This is one of them. A clipper is basically it's a kind of like a compressor. It's just for you to be louder without clipping the freaking, the living stuff out of your system, okay? Allegedly. It does, whatever, it does this. It worked. I like it. We're happy. Now, let's see how it sounds with the other guy. Here we go. So good, but it's so rumbly.
Yes, the rumblier of the bunch.
He's the rumbliest. I'm gonna mix this guy in context of the other two guys because the other two guys are already fitting correctly in the mix. Okay? Why am I doing it like this? Because this guy has plenty of dynamics. Because he's like
And a lot of notes.
and a lot of notes. And I'm gonna let the doom to be the one that it's actually just cutting through the mix aggressively as it is, but I'm gonna keep this guy always looming, creating this orchestral vibe to it. Let's do it. First, EQ galore. Sounds like a helicopter, kinda. Yeah, when I pushed it, it was way too much, man.
Yeah.
Even here, my master converter was like, dude, it's too loud. And I even made the comment. Made the comment. God damn it, my mouth is kind of stupid today. Okay, let's turn on the
Not only the mouth.
the EQ, everything, man, but today I'm particularly stupid with the mouth. Okay, here we go. Cleaning. Let's first, again, we're gonna say hello to our dear friend, the low cut, also known as high pass filter. Okay, first and foremost, I'm gonna go gratuitous with it, and then we're gonna open it up. What was I thinking? That's too much. It's cool and everything, but damn, that's a lot of nuts, man. It sounds like John Wick, man. That's too much. Well, whatever. Okay, they remember this part. This is stupidly insane. Okay, damn it, I'm laughing at my own. Whatever. Low mids. We're gonna do the old sweeparoo. That was awful. I'm gonna take that back. Sorry. I'm gonna just turn on the sweep. I'm gonna be sweeping around. Okay. And is that visible to you? Yes, it is. Here we go. Starting to sound like a movie.
Yeah.
Like it. I'm gonna mute the toms just to see how much of an effect they have right now at this stage of when it comes to gain stage. I think we're all set. I think they work. So I'm gonna lower the volume all the way down, and we're gonna be bringing it in to taste in the context of the mix. Here we go. Totally agree with you, Robbie. That's why I dropped the volume of the Doom Slayer, Doom guy, Wild Ultra Slayer, because it was too loud. Now that we brought these guys in, what do you think, Theo? Because you're the one who's bitching about making the toms even bigger.
No, it sounds good now. And even though I liked how punchy the whole thing with the Doom loud was, it was over the top, and now it's actually it's sitting correctly now.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you mix in solo. Because